everybody, you're listening to Anointed to Anoint. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch what I have, what I'm bringing your way today. I have my lovely sister here, Adaobi, who has something very interesting. Ada, welcome to this program.
Thank you.
It's really lovely to have you on this show today, and I can't wait to hear what you have, what she has for us today. Just briefly before she starts, this is a woman who has gone through situations, like I always say, what we call problems, is actually not a problem, but it is a preparation. And it is a process that we have to go through in life in order to learn certain aspects of life. The teachers will take us to classrooms to learn, right? But have you thought about how does God really teach us? God don't bring us to a classroom to tell us how to do this, how to do our research. He has his own ways. He said, my ways are not your ways. So I've come to understand that God brings us to bring knowledge to us and wisdom through situations and that we go through in life. Everything that we need to learn, we acquire through situations and through processes of life. So Adaobi here, she has gone through situation, what I would call the University of God. How God has taken her through that lectures, all the extramural classes and everything. She has seen it all, she has been there, she's done that. And after every qualification, what do? You don't just sit on the certificate or the qualification, you go out there to teach other people. You serve, you now become, you now start to serve your fellow human being. And this is the same thing that she is doing today. God has taken her through a process of life, a situation where she has learned something. And the benefit of that is that she wants to pass it on to all of you. Now, Adaobi, please, can you take us through this situation, how God brought you to the point where you begin to learn and really want to share? You must be passionate about what you have to say.
Yes.
Wow.
Definitely.
Okay. Can you tell us about this preparation or this situation that you've been through?
Well, 10 years ago, my child was very ill.
Okay.
And she was put on medication, and she actually ended up in a wheelchair. And they said that she's going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of her life because of the illness she's had, even though she's on medication.
Wow. Okay. So what you're saying, that's the situation was that your daughter was confined in a wheelchair.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was the cause of this illness? Was she born with it, or was it something that happened in the course of her growing up?
She wasn't born with it.
Okay.
It was when she was 6 years old. She actually developed fever and a rash. Then she ended up in a hospital where she stayed for almost a very long time. And she came out, not able to walk and on a lot of medication and also using a wheelchair. So that was like, I felt for her because this is a child that can run around. Now being told that she needs a wheelchair to move about, plus all the medications. So it was quite severe.
It was quite a situation. It was quite a big process for you. So take us through how how you managed to come out of that situation. What happened?
During the course where she was ill,
okay,
we go to hospital quite a lot. Then during that course, I met somebody who was telling me how food can be used as medicine.
Oh.
And I just thought that is not possible. But at that point, I was so broken and I was willing to try anything. that comes my way just to see if it could be of help.
Wow, that brings me to mind what the Bible says, that the only time that God steps into our situation is when we have tried human power. What God knows that you can handle, He doesn't bother Himself about it. So she has come to the point where she has tried everything. Nothing was working, instead was getting worse. So God has to step in. And so talk us through what God started to do. What is it? How did God start to manifest in your situation?
God intervened by allowing me to listen to the new information that came my way, and I took it on board. The information is simple, just changing my cooking preparation.
Okay.
Just changing the way I cook the food for the family.
Wow. So you see how God use individuals. You know, He sends someone to you. We are all tools that God is using. So God sent someone to you, you know, who now showed you something of,
Yes.
of how you can prepare your food.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm really interested to find. So how did they prepare? Did you have to change your daughter's diets? Like
No.
change the food, like for example, if she usually eats plantain and she stops eating plantain, or what did you change, or what did you do?
It's simple and just too simple to believe. I just had to change the way I cook. I prepared my preparation and cooking of the food.
You didn't need to change the kind of food?
No.
Okay, just the preparation.
And the cooking.
And the cooking.
Method, yeah.
And the cooking method. Do you have to chop it or slice it? I'm curious, I want to know.
The preparation is very quick.
Okay.
And the cooking is also quick. So that allows to lock in all the nutrients, so that when you eat the food, you get all the nutrients in your body, instead of the nutrients being left in the pot or in the sink or in the bin.
Wow. So the method of the way you cook the food, you know, is very important, you're saying.
Yes.
How we cook it. Like I think I've heard, maybe like me, I've heard people say don't overboil the vegetable, you know, in order to retain the vitamin. Don't overcook this, don't overcook that. Is it a case of not overcooking it, or is it a case of the what you're using to cook it?
Actually, what we are using to cook it, the cooking utensil.
Okay.
The cooking utensil. I didn't know that could actually affect the quality of the food you put in it. So
wow.
it allows the food to be cooked purely, and so that the food you serve your family is very locks in the nutrients and it's very pure. So there's no contaminants on it.
Okay, so the pot is vital from what you say.
Yes.
Yeah, the pot is vital because which means there are kind of pots that we have to use. Is it different from every other kind of pot? Is this special pot this lady introduced you to that helps to lock in the vitamin?
Yes.
Okay. She not only showed you how to cook the food, but the utensils that she was using
exactly
locked in the vitamin and everything, the nutrients that is in the food. Wow. So how did this? Can you talk us through how this began to help in the health of your daughter?
When she got sick, she hated eating. She wouldn't eat. She has to be forced to eat. And after eating, she has pains in her stomach. And she's always like throwing up. But when I started to cook in this new way, the food tasted so nice. You could taste the sweetness, the different flavors in the food. It's so good.
Wow.
Yeah, and after eating, she stopped
Quite
developing
interest making me want to eat now.
stomach problems. So she's like able to keep the food in as well. So that was the beginning of the healing, and I was quite shocked.
You're quite shocked at, I mean, like, the results.
Yeah, because she began to have more energy, she felt stronger, and gradually she could stand. After a few months, she started to get off the wheelchair.
Wow. It sounds like it becomes like a medicine.
Exactly.
Is that, I don't know, that's what's coming to me, like, it sounds like the food start to act like medicine now.
Well, yes, I was quite surprised.
Wow.
Because, I didn't believe what they were telling me. I just thought, well, let's just try.
Wow. Which brings me to mind, you know, when the God would imagine when God created the world, this planet, and he said he gave us plants and herbs and all that. Obviously, at that time there was no medication. Obviously, there was no paracetamol for the headache or for whatever kind of illness. So if we are able to retain the vitamin and the nutrients and the protein and the
magnesium.
The magnesium that food has, it can actually act as medicine.
Yes.
Wow, so which is what has happened to your daughter?
Yes, I believe.
You believe that? Wow, and I believe that too with you, because I mean, what then was God using to treat his people? I mean, to treat people in the past. That's all from the herbs. Yes. You know, that reminds me, I remember one time I was having stomach, gastric
pain.
reflux, you know, where we get trapped, and it was so painful. And though I was prescribed medication, but when I read the side effect of the medication, it was too much. I'm like, I just want something to treat this, and all this side effect, the possibilities of having to suffer the side effect, which I presume your daughter had side effects as well.
Yes.
Wow. You know, but until I decided to try some natural remedies, like, for me, you don't have to take my word for it. I tried ginger and peppermint, fresh one. I grate the ginger and diffuse it in hot water. You could boil it if you want, and I allowed it to ferment in a very hot water, and I drank it. So that way, the nutrient and everything remained, and it really helped me. I'm not saying you should go and do that, but if you want to try, please, if you're on medication, do consult your doctor before you try that at home. But for me, that was what I used. So it shows the importance of when a nutrient and vitamin is retained in the food that we eat. So, what kind of pot is this? What kind of utensils is this that you use? Is this something that you want to show us, or can we know what kind of utensils that you use, or is it something that you want to show us? Because I'm interested to know, this kind of utensils you can use to be able to retain those medicine in the food. Like they say, food is medicine and medicine is food. So, can you tell us about this?
The utensils are they're made of special material.
Okay.
Which allows you to cook your food without the food being losing its nutrients.
Okay.
So it's very simple to use. You don't have to change your food. You don't have to even change what you cook in it. Just use it to cook your food, and it follows. You just put your food and go, and it does all the rest for you.
So your daughter is up and going now. She's off the wheelchair.
Yes.
As a result of this, cooking your food in a proper way and retaining what I would call right now the medicine in the food.
Yes,
which is the vitamin, the nutrient, the protein, the carbon dioxide, the what have you anymore? Because I'm not expert in this.
She's much better.
She's much better.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Again, I just want to say, she's just a normal, regular woman like myself and yourself watching. She's talking based on her experiences. Or everything she has said today has been informed by her experiences. What she's been through and how she come to find a cure, a remedy, without side effect in the natural produce of God, what God has given us, which is food, that is medicine. Because if her daughter is if she's able to cook the food in a way that everything that is in the food is retained, obviously that is medicine itself. Wow, that's amazing. And I would really love to see, I don't know, how can we get these utensils?
We have to.
Or do I need to try my own first and then you see if because I'm not sure if my pot does good.
Yes, you have to check your own cookware first, just to make sure that.
How do I do that?
Oh, we have ways of doing that.
Okay.
I have somebody that can come to your house.
Okay.
And they check your cookware, or you can come to. We have a cooking school.
Oh, cooking school.
You can.
Oh, I'm interested in that one.
Yes.
Okay, a cooking school where they can teach. Do I have to bring my own pot to the
You can bring
cooking
your
school?
pot for testing.
For testing to see to make sure that my pot is good one,
yes.
that is able to cook and retain the vitamin, everything,
yes.
the nutrient. Because I need to stop I don't want to take medication anymore if I have to. I think I would like to come to that school, don't you? To find out how to test our pot to see if our pot is actually killing all the nutrient inside or preserving it. Mm-hmm. That's quite interesting one. And I just want to say thank you so much for everyone for listening, and thank you so much Adaobi for coming to this program today to share this wonderful experience of your journey with your daughter, how she just to remind the audience again, what was that your daughter what was it she was going through?
Oh, she's got juvenile rheumatoid arthritis.
Wow. So you see, she's taking us through how that was her journey. I mean, as you all can agree with me, as a mother, for your child to be going through a situation where she has to end up confined in a wheelchair is heartbreaking. She went through that situation. It was a preparation for her. Now she's come through and she has learned something. You see, when the Bible said that everything will end up going back to the way it was in the beginning, which is the nature, and God has provided, a way for us. Is there something you want to say? Were you trying to say something?
I just was wondering I will be able to show some demonstrations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, demonstration on how. That's quite interesting. So when are you coming to do that?
It will be the next
our next program.
Yes.
Please do.
Yes.
You see, she has made the promise. She's coming to show us how. She's going to demonstrate to us how to prove if my pot can retain the vitamin or not, if I'm using the right cookware. And trust me, as always, I'm going to bring it to you live. You're going to watch it. She's going to prove. I'm going to use my own pot to test it, to see if my pot is doing the work that is meant to do, or it's just even killing me. Because anything I'm using to cook and it's not retaining the vitamin and that can help in retaining the vitamin, that's what I want. Because I think sometimes I overcook food, which is bad. So I really want to learn, how not to overcook my food and better still, the cookware that can help in all these things. Thank you so much, Adaobi, for sharing this experience with us. Yeah. And hopefully in our next program, where you promise you demonstrate, get my pot tested, and then you demonstrate how we can cook our food in a proper way and retain every vitamin that is the medicine in the food. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Until next time, please do subscribe. Yeah, that way you will not miss out when Adaobi is going to come back. You'll be the first to find out when she's going to demonstrate on how we can cook our food and what we need to cook our food with in order to ensure that everything in the food retain, which is what God wants for us. And as always, remain blessed, and thank you for watching. Bye for now. Bye.